Colleen Kelly, and this is Round Trip with Colleen Kelly, your go-to podcast for all things travel, adventure, and lots of tips. First of all, we have got somebody very special for this Thanksgiving episode. It's a turkey farmer. Yes, that's correct. His name is Paul. He has the Rolls Royce of turkeys. We're very excited to talk to him. So stay tuned for that because you're gonna be blown away by the fact that he's a Guinness Book of World Record holder and many other things. But first, let's talk about travel tips for Thanksgiving because you are going to need them. That's right. Thanksgiving this year has over 80 million people, according to ARP, that are traveling. That is the most since before the pandemic. So it's going to be a little crazy, but you can get through it. Now, if you're flying domestic flights 3 hours before, not two, everybody, two was the standard last week. Three, four before international. So three for domestic, four for international. I promise you will be so happy you did that. Second, I always tell people bring snacks with you. I know that sounds super simple. Uh, Airport food is expensive, but also if you are stuck on a plane, which happened to me not too long ago, and I only had gummy bears with me, and I was desperate for snacks. You will be so happy that you brought the snacks, especially if you have kids or just for yourself. Really important to do that. And also, last but not least, if you have the opportunity to travel on Thanksgiving, I know, but the airports are like, nobody's there. And you can travel in the morning and then get to your turkey in the afternoon. But great time to travel home, maybe travel to Thanksgiving. So those are three tips that I have. And I have a few more if you wait to the end of the broadcast. And I've got a secret one too. Yeah, but don't tell anybody. But that secret tip, along with a couple others, is after the conversation with Paul. You're gonna love this story of this turkey farmer. He's incredible. Again, I've already told you a few things about him, but let's chat with Paul because that man can say it all. Hey everybody, so I've got a very special treat for the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday. We have Paul Kelly, no relation, although I do wish I was related to him because he he is the owner and president of managing director of KellyBronze Turkeys, and it's appropriate that we have you on because Thanksgiving is coming up in the United States, and I am so excited to talk to you because we always at my house we cook. Well, my husband cooks the meal. Like, that is a big deal for us. So, I am so excited to have you on, Paul. So thank you for joining us and talking to us about turkeys.
Thanks very much, Colin. It's great to be on with you. And let's keep it to turkeys because that's what I'm good at, not much else. But there we go.
Well, wait a second. I've never met a Guinness World Record holder, like, ever, and you are a Guinness World Record holder. Can you tell people how you hold that record? What is it for?
Well, actually, I have two Guinness World Records.
Oh,
Yes, two world records. I'm in the Guinness Book of Records for being the fastest turkey plucker in the world, and also I'm in the Guinness Book of Records for being the fastest turkey carver in the world. So I
really?
love to say I'm the fastest plucker on the planet. How cool is that?
What do you mean by that?
I'm a really fast plucker. I can pluck turkeys really quickly. It was Gordon Ramsay challenged me. He honestly thought he beat me at plucking turkeys, and he didn't.
You went up against Gordon Ramsay,
Yeah, he challenged
and
me.
you
He
beat
said he
him?
could honestly beat me plucking turkeys, and he tried hard. To be fair, he was very competitive. He was very competitive.
Well, he can't win them all, right? I mean, it's good for him to come down a little bit, not win
Yeah, there
everything.
we go. Yeah.
Well, that is exciting. So I knew this was gonna be a fun conversation, everybody, so this is gonna be great. But Paul is here because Thanksgiving's coming up, and we're gonna talk about, tips for traveling during Thanksgiving. But tell people about Kelly Bronze turkeys. And also, like, my husband is the big chef here in my house. He was asking me, "Well, what makes them different?" He was curious. So, can you tell us? Because
Well,
I know
first
there's
of all, well, we're
I don't know
obviously
the answer.
started here in the UK. We're 30 miles northeast of London, and our turkey is Kelly Bronze turkey. And 40 years ago, we went back to the old bronze turkey, plucking them by hand, dry plucking them, and then hanging them like you would a game bird before eviscerating them. So we just started to produce something as turkeys were produced 50 or 60 years ago. And we've been very successful over here in the UK, because it just tastes better, it's more mature. And actually, it was back in 2003, because over here, we call the way we produce turkeys, we call it New York dressed, because the whole tradition started in America, plucking the turkeys in the Carolinas, putting them on the trains and sending them into the New York market. So I went over to America to think, let's learn something, how they produce New York dressed turkeys. And I was absolutely amazed to find out that no one in America was producing these bronze turkeys and plucking them by hand and hanging them
Really?
and doing that old traditional process that they used to do. It was quite amazing. So I thought, well, there's a great opportunity. So we actually bought a farm in Virginia, in Crozet, in 2015, and started Kelly Bronze
Wow.
out there, just producing something
S
that is truly unique and truly special.
and what makes plucking like, when you said it, you didn't s nobody did it here. Why is that important
Because of the
to
cost, because it costs so much money, it's so labour intensive to dry pluck the turkey. Of course, what you're doing, to dry pluck it, it's got to be really mature. Your average turkey at Thanksgiving now is about 10 or 12 weeks of age, whereas a Kelly Bronze is 6 months. And so it's
wow.
all its feathers are fully mature, and it's got a full set of feathers, so it's very easy to pluck. So you can pluck it, and then because we don't use any water, we dry pluck it. It means you can hang it because bacteria and bugs need water to grow. So if you remove the water, they can't grow. So then we can put it in a fridge and hang it. And people think hanging isn't a bacterial change. The meat isn't going off. It's the collagen breakdown in the muscle that's breaking down, so it becomes more tender. So it's the whole chain of events that produces the
Wow.
perfect turkey. But it's a slow growing breed, free range that gives great flavour to the dark meat because of the exercise. Then we dry pluck it, which means we can hang it, and it's just a different turkey to the modern turkey. But of course, it's about 3 times the price. The modern turkey is processed at
Well,
such a young age now,
eh
and water process it's so cheap.
well, Thanksgiving for us here and the holidays are important, times a year, and of course, you spend more money because you're not gonna have, like, hamburger for Thanksgiving,
That's
right? I
that's
mean,
right.
when you want a really good cut of meat, you are gonna have to spend a little bit more. That's just kinda how it goes, right? So
And
what
that
makes
was,
it so
it's interesting you say that, Colin, because I've got lots of friends in the turkey industry out there. They said, Paul, turkeys here are $1 a pound. People will not pay the money for an expensive turkey. And of course, the sales of fine wines and champagnes in the US at Thanksgiving go through the roof. Yet no
right.
one can really buy the champagne, the Rolls Royce of turkey, because it isn't on offer, because to do it is so expensive. But I think we have now proved, we've got a lot of great customers now coming back year after year, that if you do something that is genuinely better, people will come back and buy it, especially at Thanksgiving.
So you proved those friends wrong.
Yeah, I have actually, yes.
That's always a nice feeling,
Yeah, it
right?
is.
You were wrong. So the Rolls Royce of turkeys, and that's what does it taste like? Can you kinda describe the difference? So let's say I had what we all kinda know in America as the butterball. Uh, how does that compare?
Right. Well, of course, the biggest difference is it will be naturally moist. The Kelly Bronze turkey is not dry because it's 6 months. It's got natural fat marbling in the meat. Yeah, so that will actually give the meat natural moisture. Because the average turkey now is processed at such a young age, it doesn't have any fat in it. Sorry, because it's so young. So you have to brine it, and
Oh.
you have to baste it, and you have to put you call it aluminum foil, I think we call it tin foil, over it to keep the moisture in. If you get a really fully mature turkey, it has natural fat, so it doesn't need that, and it also has all the bones are naturally developed, so you get a great stock from the bird. The whole gravy granules and stock cube business came about as animals have been processed younger and younger, all the flavour was being taken out. So a whole new industry was born by putting flavour back into the meat with stock cubes and gravy granules. So it's about the maturity of the turkey, and also that we hand pluck it and hang it.
Interesting. Wow, I had no idea all this about turkeys. So this is incredible because, like you just mentioned, I didn't know that they were that young, and when they are that young, there is no fat. That would make sense.
That's
So
it.
fat brings flavor.
And it really upsets me as a turkey farmer when people say turkey's dry, it doesn't have any flavour. If you get a good turkey cooked to perfection, it's sublime. It's amazing.
Oh
But
my
you
gosh,
get
that sounds amazing.
yeah, if you get a
I
very cheap turkey and you overcook it, it's awful.
oh, and this is the farm that's in Virginia where people, if they order it from this farm. Is that
That's right.
correct?
Yeah, we now have Kelly exactly as we produce it in the UK. So we send eggs from the UK, we fly them into Washington, and then we pick them up there, and we have a hatchery, and all the turkeys are hatched on the farm, grown on the farm, and we pluck them and harvest them on the farm as well.
Why do you bring the eggs in from
Because we don't have the
you
breeding stock in America yet, so we just
Oh,
the eggs over. That's a
You know
matter of
what?
time. It is a matter of time. It will happen in a year or so.
Anyway, so let's talk about a little bit about your farming too, because I know that how do you raise these turkeys? I heard it's free range.
Well,
It's
yeah, they're totally
really
they're
good
totally wild.
environment.
We're the farm in Crozet in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. So we grow them to 5 or 6 weeks in a building. So when they're kind of off heat, we call it. So when they don't need any artificial heat, Mother Nature's wing, as would be the replica, we let them wild out into the foothills. We've got a good
Oh,
electric fence round, and that was one of the biggest eye openers for me because here in England, we basically got the fox. That's the predator. Well,
oh,
that's very different in Virginia. There was mountain lions and all sorts of bears, mountain lions, coyotes. Very different to the one
really?
problem we have in the UK. But so we have a very good electric fence all the way around the free range of the turkey. But they're just growing wild
So
in the
they're
spring.
enjoying a wild, crazy life before the end.
That's right. They hatch
That's
late
good.
spring, and we grow them right the way through summer, autumn, and into Thanksgiving.
Wow. Okay, so Thanksgiving, this is like your big time of year here in the United States. I know that. But what about in do British families celebrate Thanksgiving? I've heard there's some crossover going on there. Is that
Yes.
true?
Well,
They
we love a
do?
party. Any reason for a party? Well,
Is it around the same time frame or
well,
what do you do for
Christmas is the
Thanksgiving?
big time where we have turkey. That is the traditional. But of course, we're that close to London. Of course, there are lots of Americans in London, so we do actually harvest and pluck turkeys here on our farm for the London market for all the Americans there. Thanksgiving, and it is. You're
Oh
right.
yeah, they're also
Becoming a trendy thing to do. There's a lot of Brits celebrating Thanksgiving, and they don't really know what they're doing or why they're celebrating, but it's a good reason for a party.
they just want to party. That makes sense. I would do that too. So when they do have though, but when they do decide to have this party in Thanksgiving, is it what's different? What do they do that's different in terms of food?
No, it's pretty much the same. We had the roast
Oh,
beef.
really?
Well, Christmas Day, we'd have Brussels sprouts, we'd have roast potatoes, Yorkshire pudding, gravy, maybe red cabbage. It's just traditional sides, actually.
Traditional
Very
size.
much like you have at Thanksgiving.
Okay, well, I am excited to try your turkey because my husband's one of those he loves to cook, and so he's done the brining thing before, and he's done the when they put it in the oil thing, which didn't really work
Yeah,
out that great, but it's kind of dangerous.
that's positively
But I
dangerous, isn't it? It really is. I've tried it.
yeah.
Goodness me.
Yeah, it is, but he had to try it one year. But yeah, he's really into, like, the flavor of turkey, and I feel like he's every year is trying to get the better turkey, so it's so good to hear that you have the Rolls Royce of turkeys because he's a person that really appreciates that. I appreciate eating it. He appreciates the cooking process, which is I'm very lucky to have. So okay, speaking of turkey, so are you celebrating Thanksgiving then? 'Cause you like a good party, I'm guessing, Paul,
Oh, very
right?
much so. Yeah, I'm in London at a big wine shop, actually. There's a big Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm hosting a dinner at Berry Brothers in London. So,
Oh,
Kelly
with the
Bronze. So I'll be doing a
KellyBronze
cooking and
turkeys.
carving demonstration for lots of Americans that are celebrating in London.
They're gonna be able to see you carve, like, really fast. Is that how you
Yeah,
say
yeah,
it?
yeah. I don't do a whole cooking. We call it the Turkey Masterclass. I'll be doing that on Thanksgiving evening.
Oh my gosh, I wish I could come over there. I've got, dinner here, but I'll have to catch you. I'm sure you're on YouTube, right, for people to find you?
Yes, you can
Or
see it all on YouTube.
yes. Where can they find you on YouTube?
It's just Kelly Turkeys. If you put in Paul Kelly Turkey Farmer, you'll find lots of stuff about cooking and carving a turkey. Because that's it. My
Okay.
big thing is about cooking it. There's no one right way or wrong way of cooking, but of cooking a turkey. But if you get a good turkey, you can just keep it really simple. You don't have to baste it. You don't brine it. You don't have to cook it in oil. You just plain roast turkey. An average turkey, if you get one of ours, is an hour and a half, tops 2 hours to cook it, because it's so mature and it's got all that natural fat marbling. It cooks at twice the speed of a normal turkey. So
And you
it's
don't have to baste it?
no, no. We would say don't baste it.
Really?
Yeah, don't.
I
Yeah,
thought that's
yeah.
wow.
No.
It really must be moist because I that's the one job I kinda have is I have to go over and baste the turkey during the
Well, that's a real pain, isn't
That's
it?
yeah, it's a real pain, it's the only one that they trust me with is the basting, so, I mean, I have to have some job, right?
Yeah.
I do set the table, so
Well
that's
done.
always,
Well done.
yeah, you can't mess that up too much. Yeah. Well, I'm excited. Okay, so a couple things. So we're talking about turkeys, but, this show is mainly always also about travel. So this fits in perfectly with our Thanksgiving episode. Do you travel a lot, Paul? I imagine you do
I
because
love
of
traveling.
your
Yeah. I absolutely love
you
traveling, seeing different
you
parts of
love
the world.
traveling.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah.
Do you travel all over the world?
All over the world. All over the world. I'm off to actually. We just booked yesterday night. We're off to China for New Year. Yeah, we're going to be
Why?
skiing in China over New Year and seeing the Terracotta Army. Going to Beijing and Shanghai. Coming
Oh.
January the 9th. We're coming home. So
Okay, so you'll be there for well, it's not Chinese New Year, but it's New Year's in China.
yes, our
So
New Year. We'll be at the Olympic ski resort in China.
Oh, I was in China a few years ago, right before the pandemic, and 3 different, locations, and we just had a fabulous
Yeah,
time. It
yeah.
was it was it was really incredible, but, okay, so since you travel so much and you're going to China, do you have any travel tips for people, that may be traveling over Thanksgiving or the holidays? Like, a
Pack
couple
light.
tips?
I mean, it's a really corny thing to say, but the amount of people I see packing 2 suitcases full of clothes that half of them never get worn. You know,
Yeah,
it's
Americans.
a bizarre situation. But um, I just make sure I've got enough underpants, enough socks, a few t-shirts, and 2 pairs of jeans. And you know
And
what?
really, you don't need
You
more,
don't need a
right?
lot, and if you need to, you can wash it while you're away. You know, it's
And you just see different people, so then it looks like the same outfit. I mean, they don't know it's a different I mean, they don't know it's the same outfit,
well, you
right?
see, as a guy, we're not really worried about wearing the same outfits.
That's true. Yes, my husband would agree with you. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. You're right. It's funny because I just got back from Monaco and, Venice, and I was the American that brought the big suitcase. It got lost for 3 days, 3 days, but I had everything in my carry-on because I know better because I travel that it happens, it gets lost. And I had everything I needed in that one suitcase. So, like the carry-on. And when the clothes arrived, I like you just said, I don't think I wore like at least half of them, maybe more. I had everything I needed in my little carry-on, but I'm still trying to get over that not checking bit to Europe. And I watched the Europeans I watched the Americans lugging these giant suitcases, like you said, they'll never wear half of the stuff. And then the Europeans are so efficient, and they've got the small little suitcase, and they're on and off, and we're just lugging stuff. It's pretty funny to watch, actually. We
Yeah,
need
but
to
we've
learn
learned the
something.
reason, and that has kind of happened over the past 10 years because the budget airlines here charge you a lot of money to check luggage. So,
Yes.
as Europeans, we have learned it's a 10-kilo cabin bag, we call it. Yeah. So, you actually learn because if you check luggage in, it's going to cost you probably $100, something
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, we've learned to travel light, and that's the best thing the airlines ever did, really. Give us
Yeah,
a
they
10-kilo baggage allowance in the cabin.
They hit you in the pocketbook, and that way you're like, "Okay, I
That,
guess I'll
yes,
have to
exactly.
pack light now." Okay, that is a really good tip, and I'm gonna have to take that from you. Any other tips for traveling,
I just
for
say try every single different food you can. Go right out of your comfort zone because it's amazing the different things you can find. It really is. We were
oh,
in
in China.
Vietnam, and some of the street food there is absolutely amazing. And in Mexico, the street food in Mexico is amazing. And it's very easy to
Wow.
stay in your comfort zone, stay in the hotel, and you think you're eating safely. Which, you know, if you do,
Yeah,
so if you're having street food, you're maybe taking a risk, um, but experiment and really get into the culture of it all, and
yeah.
don't stay in your 5-star hotel.
Yeah, I agree with you. Get out there and start exploring and trying new things. Although I do have to say, when I went to China, I saw things that I never thought I'd see as street food. And I did try a few of them because I thought, well, you just got to do it.
Yeah,
But a couple of them, yeah, I
but
wasn't
now
sure
you
about.
know, don't you? At least you know now. That's all.
Yeah, it was great. It was really a great experiment, and I didn't get sick, but I always bring lots of medicines just in case something were to happen, but, I didn't, so it was a great experience, and, it's something that I would never have, at least where I live in Chicago, so, well, this is great. So where can people find out more information about the Rolls Royce of turkeys, Kelly Bronze turkeys?
You said that absolutely beautifully, Colleen. The
Oh,
Rolls Royce, that was wonderful. You go to kellybronze.com, kellybronze.com, and you can order online, and we'll deliver to your door.
and how soon should they order? I would say pretty soon because for us, it's coming up in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think our last orders are November the 18th.
Okay, and if not that, they can cook it for, the holidays.
Exactly. We do a few. We do a few for Christmas as well. So for a few people who
Wonderful.
are out there,
Oh, you do have a few for Christmas.
yes, we
Yes,
do.
I have a feeling, though, once we try a KellyBronze turkey, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go back to the
Spread the word.
American
Our
at
next
all.
ambassador,
I'll
Colin.
be
Thank you so much.
Seriously, I can't go back. I know it's gonna happen. But thank you so much, Paul. It was lovely to talk to you. Thanks for taking the time all the way from England, and, I'm excited because I you're the first person I've ever met that was a book Guinness Book World Record holder who
That's the one.
also beat Gordon Ramsay. Not many people can say that.
Great stuff.
You should be proud of
Well,
yourself.
thank you very much for having me on. It's been great,
Thank you, Paul. All right, happy Thanksgiving to you as
and the
well.
same to you.
All
Cheers.
right, thanks, Paul. All right, take care. Cheers. Oh gosh, that was such a fun connection with Paul. He was so much fun, and I learned more about turkeys, and I'm sure you did too, than I ever knew before. So that was awesome. Super fun to talk about turkeys during Thanksgiving because it's appropriate, right? But I have a secret tip for all of you. Now, this is more for people that travel out of like Chicago or New York or the bigger airports. There is there are 2 secret lines to get through security. Now, most people go down the middle, right? That's what they do in Chicago. If you watch everybody the middle and it's jam-packed with people. There's a secret line to the left in American Airlines, and I know United has them too. At Chicago, this is just one example. Nobody goes to the left. They all go down the middle. So it's at the left, it's TSA, it's also regular, and nobody's there. Nobody. I mean, maybe 10 people. It's amazing. There's also one to the right, way down at the end, and it looks like it's for pilots or flight attendants, but it's not. It's not always open, but it's a secret little way to get through O'Hare and stop going down the middle, everybody. Stop following everybody else. I'm telling you, there's secret lines, and they'll be open during Thanksgiving. I guarantee it. Thank you, everybody, for listening to Round Trip. I so appreciate you subscribing, following. So thankful. So thank you so much. But for more inspiration, follow us at Round Trip Calling Kelly on all socials. You can also visit roundtripcallingkelly.com for more information and travel articles. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can reach us at roundtripcallingkelly@gmail.com. And finally, if you like what you hear, I would love if you subscribe, and join the podcast and give me advice. I need to know about some more episodes that you want to know about travel. So I am here to do that for you. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I really from the heart. And don't forget to take that nap after you have the turkey because that's what I always do. Yeah, it's Thanksgiving, right? You're supposed to.